life goes on and how years on the blockchain space and on the Rsk ecosystem fly so fast. And we are very excited today to have this third Rsk ecosystem update. So many news and so many new projects becoming part of the Rsk ecosystem. As a reminder, the main purpose of this space is to present to all of the other projects building on Rsk the different technologies that are becoming available, so we can promote synergies between all of you. You get to know what everyone else is doing and explore potential synergies and how to work together. We already had 2 Rsk ecosystem updates last year, and many synergies and collaborations have emerged from those calls. The structure of the presentation are very short, straight to the point, 5 to 10 minutes presentations for each project. You're gonna see all the links you need to follow up and learn more, and feel free to ask us for introductions and contacts. The idea is that you have just a little bit of information what the project is doing, and then you can follow up directly with them on a separate call. So with that having said, we can start with our first speaker. These are the agenda for today. We're gonna have Ale Narancio, the head of RIF, explaining RIF and Rsk updates. We also gonna have Johan from Chainlink, not in this order, but it's gonna be Johan from Chainlink, Michael from Pocket, Simon from Liquality, and Bruno from Defiant. So with no further ado, let's start our update. Ale, the stage is yours.
Okay, guys, thank you for coming. Thank you, Gabi. Okay, so the idea is to present we have been working a lot in Rsk and in RIF, and the idea is present the highlights of both projects. In the case of Rsk, we're going to talk about 3 things, which are the first, the POPEG. In Rsk, we have evolved the peg from a federated peg to a POPEG, which is more decentralized with more security. And this will allow us to not only increase the security and centralization, but also to have the possibility to have more BTCs locked in the peg. The idea is there is in the Medium link that you have there in the presentation, there is a very interesting post of Sergio, our chief scientist, which explains all the technical and deep details of the POPEG. And this is released already, it's finished. The participants of the POPEGs are now called the signatories, and we are in the process of the onboarding of these signatories. In the first link, you can see some information and the list of the first signatories in the POPEG. Okay, so this is the first thing. The idea is to increase, again, the decentralization and the security of the peg, which is very important for our platform. The second update is the next network upgrade, which is Aries. There you have a link where more details in the Medium article that is also written by Sergio, explaining all the different things that includes. But I want to highlight some changes that are included in this network upgrade. First, there are some improvements in the compatibility with Ethereum virtual machine. Second, it's also include a lot of improvements in the usability and user experience for the use of the two-way peg. Okay, and the third highlight I want to mention is we have included like 14 Rsk Improvement Proposals. The full list is in the second list, so you can take a look in which is included. There are different things there. One of the most important, I think, from my point of view, is one that adds more security for in case, for example, if in the POPEG, if all the signatories fails, it has some contingency in the consensus there. There is, at this moment, we don't have established yet the activation block. That means the block where this network upgrade will happen, but we think will be around March, but it's not defined yet. And the last update on RSK side is the RSK Shade, which is our client implementation. Okay, they need to release the version 2.2. Okay, it's expected to be released between 1 and 2 weeks and includes different changes. I will highlight the main ones. First, a lot of improvements and bug fixing, improvement requested by the community. Second one is a change in the ETH price. The ETH price would give you the price of the network. As you know, in RSK, we have another parameter, which is a minimum gas price, which is in general, when you have to integrate with RSK, you have to consider that if the get price was lower than the minimum gas price, you had to use the minimum. So that was like a little, was difficult to implement, to integrate with some existing implementation in Ethereum. So right now the get price will take care of this and will return the minimum gas price of the gas price that's to be used. We have also some performance improvements. And the last thing that I want to highlight is an improvement in the get logs. You know, the get logs is very used for some dApps and system to get the events emitted by contracts. And we have some performance issue if you request the logs in a very, very big range. So there are some improvements in that area which improves a lot in this. So before you can take, it was taking in some cases a minute and maybe 40 minutes, and right now it will take seconds. This is something that you will have to activate, and the documentation is in the developer portal. Frank, can you move to the next slide? Okay, and in RIF, we also have been working in a lot of different services in payments, identity, communications, Lumino, marketplace, directory, and a lot of things. But I want to highlight the 3 things that will be released in February. First is our login, which is is part of our self-sovereign identity. The idea is to have a mechanism to allow to the apps or system to log in a decentralized way. The idea is to allow the users to data ownership, so they will be the owner of the data. Okay, there will be different components. There are 2 that I want to highlight. One is the personal data vaults. The personal data vaults are the place where the user stores their data in a secure and decentralized way, of course. The identity manager, which allows the users to manage their own identity. Okay, and the last thing that I want to mention about this is something that is very important for us, which is RIF login is fully compatible with W3C self-sovereign identity standards, which is the deeds, mainly the deeds and the verified credentials, which is very important because are the standards of the community, and we always want to be compliant with that. The second, this will be released in February, probably between 1 or 2 weeks. Right now we are working in some, we have the security audits and we are making some adjustments in some things, so before the release. The second one is Lumino and communications. In Lumino, it's in production since like 2 years. We have an issue that the communication between the nodes was using a federated solution, was using matrix. So basically all the communications was passing through 2 or 3 servers. That's, of course, was a very, very big issue against the decentralization and security. So we wanted to make it more decentralized and secure. So we implement the first version of RIF communication. RIF communication is implemented on top of libp2p. And the idea is allow you to create networks in a decentralized way and allow them to send messages between the nodes. So right now, Lumino is using RIF communications as the transport layer. And this will increase the centralization, the security, but also we will focus on scalability, reliability, and performance. And the third announcement is RIF Marketplace integrating the pinning service. As you know, in the decentralized storage solution, when you upload a file, if that file is not popular, your file will be deleted from the network. Nobody is keeping a copy of them. So, and in general, the nodes increase the incentives, and the incentives are for the reads and not for keep the files. So you need like a pinning service in order to keep your files alive, even if the files are not that popular. So we implemented the pinning service in storage a few months back, and right now we integrated in the marketplace. We are ready. We are in the next weeks to release. So the idea is any DApp, any system, or any user will be able to buy storage using the decentralized marketplace of RIF. And that is the highlights of both projects. I don't know if there is some question.
Thank you very much, Ale. Just a few general comments. As Ale said before on the RSK, the POPEG, it's huge news. It makes RSK the most secure sidechain, Bitcoin sidechain in the world. The technology behind the POPEG, it's incredible. And I encourage you, all of you, to get to know this, because it's the closest we can get to full decentralization before the drive chain is implemented on the Bitcoin side. But it's basically almost impossible for the pegnatories to do an attack apart from just disconnecting the device. But they cannot change or include transactions that are not valid on the network. So this is extremely important on the overall security of RSK to enable billions of dollars worth of DeFi solutions being run on top of RSK. So it's a big milestone that is already been deployed. And as you can see on the RIF side, everything that the team is leading is doing is just helping to build the building blocks to a fully decentralized internet. So the same thing that all of you are doing for DeFi, for Bitcoin and the exchange of value, with our login, with a self-sovereign identity, with the decentralized communications and decentralized storage integrations, we're basically giving you guys the tools in case you want to create decentralized communication chats within your applications, storage of information, and the management of the personal identity of the user. So we do not see on the Internet of Value the kind of abuses that we see on the traditional internet that are everywhere. So thank you very much, Ale, and so excited to see all these major announcements coming in February.
Yep.
Congratulations to you and to the whole team, Uri and many of the other RIF members and RSK members that have been working on this that are also present in the call.